Welcome back, guys. If you're new, my name's Amanda, and usually I'm here with my boyfriend Daniel, but he's at work today, so I thought I would take this time to answer all your girls' questions about my boob job, because I did put out a vlog recently and it rose a lot of questions, which is understandable because, girl, I know when I was about to get my boobs done, I had so many questions. I was binge watching all the videos, so you've come to the right place because I'm going to answer all of them. At least I'm going to do my best. And if I forget something, DM me at amndalovee on Instagram. Also, you can drop it in the comments and ask anyone. I always reply, so I got that. Okay, so I have a lot of questions, so we should just jump right in, I guess. This video might be kind of long, but I feel like it's better to answer everything than speed it up and not get your answers not get your questions answered. Okay. So first one, how much did it cost? So mine specifically was $7,500. I was expected to pay $2,500 up front, and then I financed the $5,000 after. I don't know if all surgeons do this, but mine actually accepted care credit, which is basically something that you can finance through. So I was making probably payments were about $200 a month going forward. So yeah, so I paid $2,500 upfront the day of surgery, and from there I financed $5,000, doing 200 plus payments a month. And let me tell you, I built credit off my boobs. We're doing big things, girls. All right. Okay, next. What does it feel like when they give you anesthesia and we're afraid of waking up or not falling asleep? That was my biggest fear. I was not afraid of getting cut open, none of that. I was so scared. I had never been put to sleep before. When I tell you never, I had never had my teeth pulled. I had never broken a bone. I never. So I was freaking out. What if I wake up? What if I feel everything? Like, I feel it. Like, that's a rational fear. But when I tell you, like, it was not bad at all. I literally, when I got there, they put me in like a surgery room. Not a surgery room, like a waiting room. They put on my my gown. They made me take a pregnancy test just to make sure, you know, you can't have surgery if you're pregnant. And they put in my IV. I'm pretty sure while waiting, they were putting some type of medicine in my IV. I'm not quite sure what. So I think there was already stuff slowly getting into my system. But then once it was finally surgery time, they took me to the surgery room, which, girl, it literally was like a movie, like a scary movie. Like, it was a big room with one bed in the center, and I was like regretting everything at that moment. Like, what did I get myself into? But it wasn't bad. So at that moment, like, all my emotions started hitting, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so anxious. I don't know what I'm doing. So I told my anesthesiologist, hey, I'm feeling really anxious. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm really scared. And the last thing I remember is she was like, she's feeling anxious, guys. Boom. Next thing I knew, I was waking up in the, like, post-op room. Already had surgery. So I don't think you should be worried about it, to be honest with you. Like, it just happens. Like, before you know it, you're out of surgery and you're fine. I would say, me personally, they had my anesthesiologist to call me before surgery so I could get to know them. But I mean, if you feel like I'm gonna feel this, you need to express all of your feelings to your surgeon, to your anesthesiologist, so they can know where you're at, so they can give you the proper dosage. They also ask you ahead of time how much you weigh, so they can give you the proper amount due to your weight. You know, because say you weigh this much and they don't give you enough, there is a possibility that you couldn't go to sleep. But they do all the calculations, so there is no way that you're not going to fall asleep. I promise you. Someone that has major anxiety of this, you will fall asleep. You will be okay. I promise. When I woke up, I literally was so confused about when I fell asleep. Like, I do not remember falling asleep. I remember walking in the room, saying I was anxious. Boom, all of a sudden I was awake. It's crazy. It's fast. That's the least of your worries, girl. I promise you. Okay, next one. What can I expect after surgery? Okay, so after surgery, Of course, all of these questions, like, it's going to be different for everyone, so I can't like guarantee this is exactly how your experience is going to be. But I remember waking up in the pre-op room and I just felt like I couldn't breathe. Like, I wasn't in pain. I just felt like it was just like something was heavy in my chest, like, which, I mean, obviously, like, I have boobs now, like, it's a lot of pressure, like, it's, so I was having trouble catching my breath, you know, like, you know that really satisfying breath where you're like, I couldn't do that. I felt like it was just like short baby breaths, you know. So that was pretty much it. It just felt like pressure and heaviness within my chest. You have to remember, though, at that time I was still in anesthesia, a lot of pain medicine, so I wasn't feeling what I would be feeling later. So yeah, I just felt super out of it. Some people say the anesthesia makes you feel nauseous. I was fortunate enough to not feel nauseous, but that could be potentially something that you're gonna have to feel, and I would say just be prepared for that. I also was very hungry because you have to fast before going into surgery, so I hadn't eaten since like the midnight before. So yeah, that's what I expected. I mean, that's what I experienced immediately after surgery. So yeah. Go ahead and comment below if I didn't really explain that well. I can definitely clarify more. Okay, how long did it take to heal? Well, I stayed out of work for 2 weeks. I mean, it really depends. They ask you what type of work you do, because if you kind of just do like a sit back job, like, you don't need to wait as long. But if you're doing a hands-on job, you know, you're not going to be able to be doing all this extra, so you definitely need to be aware of that. I stayed out for 2 weeks, and even after the 2 weeks, I still was not able to fully have my movement, but I was able to function enough. Because you have to keep in mind too that when you're on pain medicine, you're not allowed to operate a vehicle. So unless someone is driving you to work, how are you gonna get there? And to be honest with you, do you really want to go to work drugged up? I mean, not really my thing. But it was a struggle. I mean, to be honest with you, people really scared me in their videos, and they told me that it was going to be very painful and this and that. I didn't really experience pain, but I experienced like lack of independence, and let me tell you, girl, I just wanted to cry. Like, I could not go from laying down to sitting up alone. I could not go from sitting up to standing up alone. I could not move. Like, I did not realize how much you use your chest until I couldn't. Like, I physically could not go from this to this. Like, I had to have my boyfriend literally take my back and help prop me up. And then if I need to stand up, I need him to grab me and put me up. Like, it's really hard to move on your own. You're so sore. Anytime you move your arms or anything, you're moving your chest. I also became very weak to the point where when I tried to pull up my pants, I couldn't pull it over my butt. Like, I didn't have enough strength to like even fully turning off the faucet, pushing down the soap. Like, even the soap dispenser, I'd have to use like both hands. Like, just lack of independence was just really frustrating, and you need somebody there for you when you're healing, because there's no way that you can do it alone. I mean, maybe you can, but let me tell you, it's gonna make your experience 10 times harder, and you don't need that while you're healing. Let's be real. All right. How bad are your scars? Well, initially they were very raised and red, and I was very scared that that's what they would always look like. They actually don't. You're just gonna insert a picture of what they look like now, but they're not bad at all. Honestly, I used to tan a lot in the tanning beds. I know it's bad, but I did, and I heard that when you tan or you get exposed to sun, you scar worse. So I made a point to completely avoid tanning, avoid sun exposure until I was fully healed. I didn't use scar cream. I'm sure that would definitely help you with lightening of the scars, even vitamin E. I didn't, and I healed on my own. I'm fine. They're very faint lines, And to be honest with you, you don't even see them unless you know you're looking for them. So take care of yourself. Don't try to rush it. Before you know it, they're going to be faded and you're going to be good. Okay. What size did you get? How did you know you were getting the right size? I ended up getting a 425cc. Now, a lot of people, I'm not saying that you are one of those people, but a lot of people assume that it goes by bra size. So like people will say, I want to get a D. That's not how it works. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. So, for example, I went from a 32B to a 32 double D. But because I got 425, it doesn't mean that if you want to get double Ds that you're going to get 425. It all depends upon what size you're starting with. So say you're starting with the C and you want to get to the D, most likely you're not going to need the entire 425 because you have less space to go to, you know, compared to jumping from a B all the way to a D. So it's kind of confusing, but to be honest with you, when I went to my consultation, they had me put on like a little bra and they had me try in the implants of the different sizes and then put on a t-shirt, and I was able to see what I would look like if I got that size. So that kind of helps you decide about like, oh, does this look good on me? Does this not? Do I want to go bigger? You know, kind of get the numbers out of your head and go for more of the look that you see at your consultation. Also, I was going to get 450cc, but because I'm very narrow this way, my doctor said that I would look fine, like size-wise, but they would go out too far and I would constantly be chafing in my armpits. So I would say it's really a mixture between what you want and what your doctor recommends, because if you're going to be getting surgery, I would like to believe that you trust your surgeon and they know what will look best. To be honest with you, I'm kind of glad I didn't get 450cc because I think they are perfectly fine for my small body. Okay. What type of implants did you decide to get? So I actually went with the gummy bear silicone implants. So I went with silicone and the gummy bear one specifically because not only do they feel more natural, like look at this. My boobs are not hard at all. But also, I don't know if you guys have heard, but silicone used to be really dangerous. Like if it were to erupt, it could leak like poisonous things into your body, and that's something I'm not living for. So with the gummy bear implants, actually how my doctor explained it to me is it's basically like a jello. So if you cut jello in half, there's no leakage. It's just two separate parts. Therefore, if anything were to happen to me, to my chest or anything, my implants would be safe. I would not have any leakage and it would be a clear cut. So safety is always good. All right. What's the difference between silicone and saline implants? Again, I'm not a doctor. This is just my knowledge of it and what my doctor has told me. I feel like, again, if you have any more questions, you should talk to your doctor because they are the professional. But what I have learned through my experience is how I can really break it down to you is saline is more comparable to a water balloon. So that used to be the safer option because it's literally as if like it pops and it's like water in your body, you know, like you're safe. But if that happens, you're also down a boob. So another thing though why I didn't go with silicone, another reason why I didn't go with saline is because picture this. I'm not going against saline. If you want to go with saline, girl, you do you. Like saline looks really nice on some people, and yeah. Anyway, so why I didn't go with saline is because picture a balloon and you just leave it there. You blow it up and you just leave it there. And then you check on it a couple days later, a week later. You know how it has that shriveled effect? And it looks kind of like a little raisiny. Okay, well, over time, I was told by my doctor, and I've also talked to other girls that have gotten saline before, And they said that they actually end up seeing that rippling effect within their boobs over time. I don't know if it's their implants, like, I'm not sure what causes it, but just picture that. And that's usually the people, if you've heard, oh, I have to get my boobs done every 10 years. That's usually the people that have the saline, because they're getting that rippling effect. So they need to get new boobs to basically repump them up, you know, like, yeah. So, will you eventually have to get them redone? That kind of falls into what I just said. I got silicone, so I won't have to, he said, unless I choose to, unless one day I decide, oh, I don't like these, I want to go bigger, I want to go smaller. The only thing he advised me is that maybe everyone's body reacts differently. I may not have to do this, but potentially after I have kids, they may, you know, grow and I may need to get a lift. So potentially I may need to get a lift after I have kids, but I do not have to get them redone. So that's good, because even though the experience wasn't awful, I don't really want to go through it again. Why did you decide to go under the muscle? If you guys didn't know, I did go under the muscle when getting my surgery. You can go above or below the muscle. The difference is, if you go above the muscle, you're going to have more of that fake boob look, and because your implant is going to be against the surface of your skin, if that's the look you're going for, then I'd say, girl, go above the muscle. But I also, a big thing, not even about the fake boob look, I went under the muscle because something I'm really passionate about is being able to breastfeed my children when I get older and decide to have kids. So he told me that if that's something I want to do, I will need to go under the muscle so I still have the opportunity to breastfeed my kids. So if that is a concern of yours, that you won't be able to breastfeed, go under the muscle, and then you can keep your options open. If you decide to breastfeed, cool. If you don't, you know, but you're not burning any bridges. Another thing though, say a 425 is going to look different under the muscle compared to if you go above the muscle. It's going to appear less big because it's behind something. So I'd say if that is a fear, maybe go a little bigger so it still appears as big as you initially wanted it. Also, if you go under the muscle, it's going to appear more natural. If you're looking for that bigger but natural look, I would also suggest to go under the muscle. Were you in a lot of pain? What was the worst part about getting surgery? I kind of like went over that, and the worst part is losing my independence. It was absolutely awful. I mean, my pain level was probably like a 6 out of 10. It really was not that bad. Maybe like the third or fourth day it was awful, but overall it wasn't that bad. I honestly didn't even really take pain medicine that much. Well, I took like Tylenol and stuff, but I didn't take like the Norco and Oxy and all of that because I didn't feel I needed to, so I didn't want to put it in my system. But so it was really hard not having independence and not being able to do anything for myself. Even simple things as going to the bathroom, like I mentioned before, I wasn't able to get up on my own. And after having the anesthesia, it made me have to go to the bathroom a lot. So I literally woke up my boyfriend like 20 times that night just to go pee. So again, why I suggest you have someone there to help you, because you're not able to lift over 10 pounds for a very long time. You're not allowed to get your heart rate up, because if you get heart rate up, it can cause swelling. So that means no exercising, no sex, nothing that gets your heart rate up. Like, is it worth it to you? I mean, I love going to the gym, working out, and I had to give that up for a very long time because I needed to heal properly. Even to this day, my doctor suggests that I do not work out my chest, such movements like this, because there is no need to work out my chest. So why do it, right? Why risk it? Also, when going to the gym, I need to have something that really supports my boobs. He says it's better to have them supported this way than this way. I'm not sure why, but I still need to be protecting myself. Even 3 years later, I got it done in 2018, and it's a constant thing of just maintaining so you continue to have that good, nice look and protect your body, because you do actually still have a foreign object in your body regardless to if it's safe or not. What doctor did you go to? I don't know about you guys, I don't know where my audience is from, or I don't know where Daniel and I's audience is from, but I live in California, so I went to someone named Dr. Acock. I highly, highly, highly recommend him. But again, I don't think you should go to someone because I recommend them. I think you should go to someone because you feel comfortable with them. What I feel comfortable with isn't always going to be what you feel most comfortable with. At the end of the day, this is your life, your surgery, your body, and you need to go with what makes you feel good and what makes you feel confident. So, Dr. Acock, but again, do your research. Even if it means going to multiple doctors, multiple consultations, you do that until you're 100% confident that this is the person that you want to go with, because this is a forever decision, you know, like this is your body. If you're going to be putting your body under this much stress, make sure that you feel confident in who you're putting your life at hands with. Lastly, I have, did you get hate after getting surgery? Did people treat you differently? Well, let me tell you, I did get treated differently, and that's something that you're probably just need to get ready for, because, you know, I don't know how many people you're sharing that you're getting surgery with, but for me, you know, I one day didn't have boobs, the next day I did, so it raised a lot of questions onto where my boobs came from and if I got surgery. So a lot of people would ask questions, and surprisingly, I thought like that's something you don't ask people. I mean, I'm very open with people, so I don't mind, I'll answer, but I thought that was one of those questions you just don't ask. But I had so many people asking me, did you get surgery? Did you get your boobs done? Your boobs didn't always look like that. So be prepared for that. Also, both guys and girls looked at me differently. Girls looked at me in a way like, oh wow, like she's so fake, like she can't even be happy with her own body, wow, she's not even confident. Like, you know what, I was confident before and I'm even more confident now, and I don't understand why me getting a surgery is a bad thing. If that's what makes me feel more confident, then we should all be supporting each other to feel confident. So it's kind of messed up, but it wasn't all negative. I did also have girls hyping me up. Ooh, your boobs look so good. Where'd you get them done? I want to get them done. Like, probably some of the girls on here watching this, like, ooh, boob gang. No, but like, it wasn't all bad. And at the end of the day, if you're confident with your decision, then it doesn't matter what anybody says, because you did it for you. You didn't do it for them. So let them have their hating comments, let them judge you, because at the end of the day, you are beautiful, you got boobs, you feel good, confident, great. The guys looked at me weird too. You know, my eyes are up, like, my eyes are up here, not down here, type of thing. For in the very beginning, I was very insecure, even though this is what I wanted. I didn't like the thought that people looked at me. I literally went everywhere like this, as if I didn't even have surgery. It made me feel uncomfortable. I didn't like all the eyes on me. It was too much for me. So be prepared for attention, both good and bad, but it wears off. It's good. Like, I have never done a Q&A before, so I literally feel like I just rambled. I really, really, really hope I answered your questions. I'm sorry this video was a lot longer than Journal and I usually put out. Usually we go anywhere from like 7 to 10 minute videos, but since there were so many questions, I just wanted to sit down and take this time to talk to you girls and hopefully help you out. If you are interested in seeing more of me and my boyfriend, I would love for you guys to subscribe, turn on that post notification bell, and stay tuned for more videos. If you're just here for the boob journey, I hope I helped you. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.